What began as peaceful protests in Syria in early 2011 quickly became a gruesome civil war. More than a decade later, the battles and the humanitarian crisis they have caused continue. For families on the front lines, the end is nowhere in sight.
The bombing is always ongoing, every hour, every minute, and all the time. If it is not on our village, the bombing will be near it. The villages around us are also being bombed. I can't count them all. But the bombing continues morning and night, and death, as I told you, many people die.
The government of President Bashar al-Assad controls most of Syria, but the United Nations says fighting in recent months has seen its largest escalation in 4 years, causing an unprecedented humanitarian crisis. In Idlib, emergency workers say the death toll in their region is rising.
The statistics for the year 2023 were more than 1,230 attacks, with more than 170 killed and 300 injured. In the last half of 2023, there was an intense and continuous attack on the southern areas.
And commanders of rebels who control Idlib say they are not just planning to defend the area they currently control.
We did not set out to establish a state in Idlib, and the revolution continues until Assad is held accountable. There is no revolutionary project that stops at Idlib.
While rebels are unlikely to overtake the Syrian government, the UN says battles with and between militant factions, as well as among international entities, including those entangled in the Israel-Hamas war, are deepening the humanitarian crisis. Today, nearly 17 million people in Syria need aid, the most since the war began. Violence and the lack of basic services, like water or electricity, are forcing people to flee their homes again and again.
As for the rest, such as services, there is nothing available at all. Everyone is self-reliant. Some people collect firewood, and others who do other things just to survive.
She says she believes the Syrian war may continue indefinitely, and there is very little hope access to aid will improve. The UN has called for a vast ramping up of aid and an immediate ceasefire, saying parties to the conflict have attacked civilians and infrastructure in ways likely amounting to war crimes. Heather Murdoch in Istanbul with Muawiyah Atrash and Ahmed Falaha in Idlib, Syria. VOA News.